In this video, I will demonstrate the LS Express point-of-sale solution. By the end of this demo, you will have a clear overview of the features and functionality of LS Express. LS Express is an app that extends Microsoft's D365 Business Central and is a pure SaaS solution, meaning that it is only available in the cloud and not on-premise. We offer a 30-day free trial to anyone who has an active Business Central tenant. Before we dive into the features and functionalities of LS Express, let me show you how easy it is to install the app. Make sure you're signed into your Business Central tenant, then go to Setup and Extensions, then Extensions, Manage, and Extension Marketplace. Look for the LS Express app and install it. Go through the assisted setup wizard and you are good to go. A new role center has been added, the LS Express Point of Sale Sales Associate. To access LS Express, switch to the new role center. For this demo, we will be using the Cronus Demo Company. Now let's dive into LS Express. So first let's imagine that it's the start of the day and we want to add some change to our register or drawer. I select the point of sale tile on the home screen, then drawer from the action bar and add to drawer. I'm adding 150 in cash to my drawer and select the reason code start of day. And I can print the report if I wish. Let's do a simple cash sale to a walk-in customer. The walk-in customer was created when I installed the app and will be selected by default each time when I open the point of sale. There are a few ways to add items to the sale. Here I am using the drop-downs to find my items. I could also look up items by typing into the item field or use a barcode scanner. We also have shortcut buttons on the side, which I will show you later on in the demo. For this sale, I will simply choose cash for the payment method and finalize the sale. And here is my receipt. The receipt slip is simply a new report in Business Central that I can export and edit in Word and import again if I wish to make changes to the layout of the slip. Now let's do a more complicated sale and receive multiple payment methods. For this example, I'm going to look up items using the shortcuts. I select the All Items tile, and here you can choose to view the item list as a list, small or big images. Let's add some items. You can see in the background that the items are being added to the sale. Okay, this customer wants to pay a portion with cash and the rest with a card. And you can see this is easy in LS Express. And here is my receipt slip, with the payment methods separated. Discounts are simple and easy in LS Express. Let me show you quickly how easy it is. I can add discounts on the sales line, then increase or decrease. I can also drill into a sales line to manage the discount percentage or amount there. I'm going to finalize this sale with exact cash and quickly show you the discount on the receipt. Let's look at what we call promotions. Before I started recording this demo, I created a promotion for a 25% off items in item category chairs. Let's add some chairs to the sale and activate the promotion. I am able to exclude items from the promotion, which I did for the Paris guest chair. As you can see, even though this item is in item category of chairs, it gets excluded from the promotion and no discount is added to this item. I'm going to look for another chair and show you how the promotion activates the discount. Let me show you in more detail the promotion card. Here you can clearly see that the Paris guest chair is excluded from the promotion, but all other items in the item category chairs are affected. In some cases, the sales team may have already created sales invoices for customers. And let me show you how easy it is to pull an open sales invoice into the point of sale to finalize the sale with the payment. I simply select Process, Open Invoices, and I will get a list of all open sales invoices. Let's imagine this customer, ReCloud. He wants to finalize this invoice and pay with a credit card. I'm going to do this again and give you a closer look. Take this invoice here for School of Fine Art, number 102-203. Pulling this into the point of sale, I see the customer, School of Fine Art. There is one sales line for 10 pieces of the Antwerp conference table. Let me find the original sales invoice. Number 102-203. And here I can see the original sales invoice was for 10 pieces of the Antwerp conference table. And now let me finalize the sale with cash. And just for demonstration purposes, the invoice 102-203 got posted and is no longer in my list of open invoices. I want to show you how customer configurations in Business Central are also used in LS Express. Before filming this demo, I added a special price to customer ReCloud so that if Recloud buys 5 or more pieces of the Athens desk, they get a special price of $250 per desk. To change to a named customer, I select the All Customers from the Shortcuts tiles. With only one piece of the Athens desk in the sale, the unit price excluding VAT is $649.40. But when I change the quantity to 5, then the special price is activated and drops to $250. Now, Recloud wants to post this invoice to their account and pay for the items at a later time. So instead of choosing a payment method, I go to Process and Post to Customer. On the receipt, you can clearly see that there was no payment received for the sale, and it got posted to the customer account instead. Let's imagine that it's a new day and Recloud wants to pay down their account for the Athens desks they just bought. From the action bar, I select Process and Pay to Customer's account. I make sure the correct customer is selected, and I can see a list of unpaid invoices for that customer. The newest one is the one I just posted earlier, so I'm going to select that one. Then I choose the payment method, and a payment is now posted for this invoice. And I can print the payment receipt. Suspending and retrieving sales is simple in LS Express. With some items in my sale, I simply select Sale and Suspend. Then add a comment or a name, and the system stores the sale for me. This clears up the point of sale for other customers that may come in between. Then when the customer returns, I just select Sale again and Retrieve, and I can see a list of all suspended sales, and then simply pull it back into the point of sale. To delete lines from the sale, I can simply scroll to the end of the line and click on the delete square. Or if I want to delete the whole sale, I can go to Sale and delete sale. Now let's take a look at returns and refunds at the POS. If I go to Sale and Sales History, I can find the sale that I want to make returns from. I can either choose to reverse it completely or return items. If I choose return items, I can choose which items the customer wants to return. For this example, the customer only wants to return 2 out of the 3 items, so I just check the box for those and click Proceed. Here you can see the items I checked are pulled into the POS, and I can finalize this. And here is my credit memo. I can also return items not using sales history. Then I simply find the item the customer is returning, drill down into the sales line, and change the quantity to negative. When I return to the POS screen, the item is now red and the quantity is -1. For this demo, I will just pay the customer back in cash. But you could also give out store credit if you set up a separate payment method for store credit. Let's take a look at gift cards in LS Express. Before filming, I added a new item to my item list that is a gift card. I simply select it from my items. Then I am prompted to enter a gift card code and an amount. If you have pre-made gift cards with a number or barcode, you would simply add the number here. I'm just going to use something very simple, like 124. On the receipt, you can see the gift card number got added to the item line. Now if I go to gift card from the action bar and select gift card list, I can see an overview of all the gift cards that have been sold in my store and their status. To make an item a gift card, you need to activate the gift card toggle under the LS Express Fast tab in the item card. Let's sell another gift card for $2.50 this time. You can refill the gift cards in LS Express. Simply add a gift card to the sale, put in the number, and the system recognizes that the gift card already exists, and it asks if you want to add to it. Let's finalize this and have a look at the gift card list again. Now you can see that the gift card 124 was initially for 200, but now has the remaining amount of 300 because we just added 100 to that gift card. To receive gift cards, we simply add items to the sale, select Pay and the payment method gift card. Then I find the gift card from the list of gift cards sold, and the system prompts me to select the amount I want to take off the gift card. And I can also see the available balance. For this example, I'm going to use the full amount that is available and pay the rest with cash. Let's say an example where I don't use the full amount of the gift card. I select the gift card payment method, find my gift card, and for this one I have available balance of 250, but the total amount of the sale is only 150.12. I click OK to finalize, and now if I go to the gift card list, I can clearly see that there are 99.88 remaining on the gift card. Closeout at the end of day is very simple and fast in LS Express. From the home screen, I select Periodic Activities and Closeout. This opens up the Closeout wizard. Then select my drawer. If I had multiple store locations, I would also be prompted to select my store. Then I can choose to close out for a single staff member, or if I want to close out for all staff, then I just leave this blank. Now I simply input the amount that I have counted in my drawer. And I can see that there is some difference in what was posted versus what I have actually in my drawer. And this difference will be posted to the GL account that I have configured for this purpose. And I simply post the closeout summary. Here is my Z report, and I can clearly see the details of the day, and I can drill into any of these entries. If I want to take a look at these at a later time, then I simply go to the history and post-it closeout summaries, where I can see all of my post-it Z reports.